So Senegal has become the latest African country to cut ties with the French, to economically decolonize and reassert its sovereignty. This is Senegal's president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, 44 years old. This guy has been jailed by the regime of the former president who was pro-French. And now he is saying that it's time for all French troops to leave his country and for all French military bases to be closed. I'll tell you why it's particularly significant that Senegal is cutting ties with the French. It is because of an institution known as the Central Bank of West African States. This institution's headquarters is in Dakar, Senegal, and this institution is responsible for the issuance of the French colonial currency known as the CFA franc. The CFA franc is a monetary system that was developed by the French in retaliation to African countries gaining their independence back in the 50s and 60s. What was then franc of the French colonies in Africa became franc of the financial community in Africa. So for example, instead of Mali's currency being backed by its enormous gold reserves, it is backed by whatever the value of the French franc is at the time. Instead of Niger's currency being backed by its uranium, it is backed by whatever the value of the French franc is at the time. Dakar, Senegal is a strategic economic partner of the French. This is the reason why French troops are in Senegal. This is the reason why French military bases are in Senegal, to protect and preserve this financial institution. Personally, I hope Senegal joins the alliance of Sahel states so that they become a strengthened economic and political bloc. We wish Bassirou Diomaye Faye the best. We wish Senegal the best. It is a beautiful country. I have been there myself. This is truly the rebirth of the African continent, and we must not take lightly what is happening in West Africa. Let me know in the comments what you think of Senegal's move, and also let me know what you think of how we can take this ideological vision of a unified and economically independent Africa and transform it into real, tangible, strategic change on the continent. Thank you.
Yes, I saw some of you are saying that that even Senegal asked the military bases, the French military bases, to close their shops and pack out of Senegal. It is true. It is true. Almost all the Francophone countries are asking France to vacate their soil. So the French seems to have a strategy of trying to come to Anglophone side, confronting the American and the British interests. This is still internal NATO drama, but wherever French step their foot, you should know that they are the most unprofitable African partners. So whatever dealings an African government is having with the French is technically trying to put their country on the path of unprofitability. So if they are all partners that have been together with them for 63 years are saying, to hell with you, please pack and leave, then anybody that goes into France is actually wasting his time.
My people, breaking news. Chad has just ended its military partnership with France just hours after the Minister for Foreign Affairs of France visited the country. Mr. Abdurrahman Kolamala, who is the foreign minister for Chad, made this announcement just few hours after the visit from the French Minister for Foreign Affairs. He mentioned that, of course, France remains a very essential partner for Chad. However, after 60-something years of independence, Chad is matured enough, Chad is grown enough, and Chad is going to guard its sovereignty jealously. He also mentioned that the end of this military cooperation with France will enable Chad to re-strategize its partnerships based on national priorities. Chad was actually the last country in the Sahel to host French troops, and if this military cooperation is ended, it implies that there are about 1,000 French troops in Chad will have to leave. Another blow to France. France still has military bases in countries such as Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Djibouti. Let's see how this will end.